What is one of the dumbest things you've done when your brain was on autopilot? Let a coffee machine run without a jug under it. Went to take a shower and had to clean up the mess afterwards. I did this at work, but instead of coffee it was a giant container of liquid smoke pouring onto the floor. Came back from lunch to find an angry Belarusian mopping it up. I use the key fob from my car to lock my refrigerator. Yeah, I don't know either. I feel this. I've pointed my key fob at my front door more times than I'd like to admit. My favorite one yet, did it work? *DIALS 911 on the microwave. Continuously jammed my work key into my house door. My work key is a big silver one and my house key is one of those picture ones with a bunny on it. Put a used fork in the trash can instead of the dishwasher. Reddit. It's a dishwasher, not a washing machine. Seems I was still on autopilot when I wrote this. Washing machine. I went inside the gas station, paid, then drove off. Twice. Didn't even fill up, just drove away. Edit. Changed satiation to station before the car satiation jokes become too terrible to bear. Had a drink in my hand and dumped it out because I checked the time on my watch. Swiped up on a paper magazine like it was a screen. This is what boomers imagine children do with books these days. W Hearties AC en putain. Was holding my phone and ice cream in a cone. Phone rang, answered ice cream. A sticky ear is surprisingly uncomfortable. Passes ice cream over to PERSON asterisk, it's for you. Asterisk MOSHI Moshi BOSSU asterisk. I poured soda into a bowl. Coca-Cola. I pet my laptop, thinking it was my dog. I pet my friend's brother-in-law while we are watching a movie. And he was sitting on the floor. We had just met about 3 hours prior. Edit. Thank you for the gold. It made my embarrassment worth it. Has just sitting there thinking nice, unexpected, but nice and lets you continue. Went to the gym, walked right past the desk where you check in and get a locker key, walked into the locker room, stood in front of a locker and was absolutely puzzled about what to do next. I can hear a buzz sound like you get in a video game. Then a screen pops up missing locker key. In an adventure game might it be more like it's locked. What do I do now? I told my friend you're welcome after he sneezed and excused himself the other day. I was trying to make some scrambled eggs. Basic prep, crack the eggs, put the eggs in a bowl, toss the shell. My dumbus, crack the egg, put egg in the trash. I literally stood above the trash can with the shell in my hands processing what had just happened for about 30 seconds. I just had the faint feeling of I fucked up and was wondering exactly how for way too long. I've gotten in my car on the weekends to go somewhere and gone on autopilot and realize it as I'm pulling into my work's parking lot. Like, why the fuck did I drive to work? I've had similar experiences. I had 3 jobs for a while, and occasionally I'd get dressed for the right job, then drive straight to the wrong one, and not realize it until I'm at the door. Or answering the phone at job A with job B's greeting. Imagine calling a Pizza Hut and getting the suicidal hotline greeting. I was folding my freshly laundered bed linens while simultaneously putzing around the house. I don't know what to tell you, but somehow I was folding a pillowcase, then the next moment I couldn't find it anywhere. And I looked everywhere my very tiny home. It wasn't in the folded pile, it wasn't in the closet, it wasn't in the bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen where I puttered around while folding said laundry. It still haunts me, and I'm going to find that effing pillowcase, even if it kills me. Edit. I didn't expect this to blow up, OMG. I'm now even more determined to look for that pillowcase. Lost it last Wednesday. I'm at my mother's house for the weekend, but will update this when I get back home. It's definitely not in my hand, my other hand, trash, or fridge. My main suspects are the closet, or within the fitted sheets, meaning I have to refold them. What's funnier is there are 2 pillowcases of the same design, and it's making me even crazier thinking I imagined the other one. I was also searching for it holding the other one, like it was a missing cat poster. Lol. Also, I'm not German, just learning the language. I used to have a cat, but now I currently don't. Here he is. https://unga.com/gallery/razinks. Did you check the trash? If it ended up in the trash, you'll never find it. My brother used the washroom before bedtime, and it was my turn to go now. I wanted to brush, and we had newly shifted, so everything was in a mess, and hence I couldn't find the toothpaste. So I asked my bro where he kept it, and when I couldn't find it where he said it was, he came to check himself and handed me the shaving cream. When I pointed it out, he said that's why it tasted odd. I just thought it was from a different brand from around here. TLDR, my brother used shaving cream as toothpaste. You eat shaving cream? No, why would I eat it if I don't like the taste? Was brushing my teeth and went to throw something away, but ended up spitting all over the floor instead. Once put toothpaste on my razor and very nearly put it in my mouth before the gears in my brain screeched to a halt and the warning sirens went off. I now keep my razor in the shower, far away from my toothbrush. You missed out on a minty fresh shave though. Wake up in the middle of the night to take a pee, then just auto-pilot it into my morning routine. It wasn't until after I drank my coffee that I realized it was only 3 AM and that I wasn't going to be able to go back to sleep. I took a nap after work, woke up at 7 PM, and the sky was about the same color it is in the morning. I went into immediate autopilot and made coffee, packed my lunch, and realized what I'd done when I was halfway downtown. Did the same thing as a high school senior during the winter, only noticed it was 2 AM and not 7 when I started my car. Best part, it was a Saturday anyways. Thrown a bowl of cereal on my bed. God blessed me, because even though it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I like to eat it dry. I have learned the hard way that if you hold money in one hand, you never have trash in the other. It is impossible to throw the correct item away. My mom had taken my lunch out of the fridge, so I wouldn't forget it, which I did *********. While on autopilot I put it back. I once put dog food instead of uncooked rice in the rice cooker. Edit. Nobody asked, but obligatory dog tax. https://www.reddit.com/7v993i/8years_later_shepherd_looked_at_the bet that smelled great. It tasted great too. Flipped my Kindle over to read the other side of a document. The reverse millennial. I still get laughed at for unironically having CDs. Being bullied for my musical medium really hurts. Put the milk jug into the drawer with the cups in it. I did this once back in the day. My dad looked at me like I was stoned, which I very well could have been, but was not at the time. Peed in the trash can. Wasn't even thinking. Just got up, walked towards it, opened the lid thinking it's the toilet seat and let it rip. By the time I realized it, way too late, and I just committed to it. The bags are waterproof after all. Poured milk and water in the same glass. That's how you turn whole milk into 2%. I woke up, so I automatically got dressed, prepared things to school, and started making myself a breakfast. Suddenly my dad appears in the kitchen. saying, "It's 3 in the morning and it's Sunday. What the hell are you doing?" Put pasta on the stove, but forgot to add water. For another half hour, I was hearing the cackling noise of burning pasta and thinking, I wonder where this noise is coming from. The smell finally got to me. When cracking eggs, I always put the bowl in exactly the same spot until I moved. After moving, I could no longer crack the eggs on the back edge of the bowl then open them towards me because I had a toaster oven just behind the space. Several times I cracked the eggs on the front edge then dumped the egg on the floor and my feet. One evening I was playing Europa Universalis, and I was pretty immersed in the gameplay. Suddenly I thought I could grab a beer. So I paused the game and went to the fridge for one, but there were none. Weird, though, I was almost sure I had at least 3 bottles there. So I returned to the computer and all 3 bottles stood unopened on my desk. Apparently, I had the same thought 4 times already, but every time I got back to the computer I forgot about the beer and went back to playing without remembering the incident. I woke up and saw that the clock said 6. Work started at 5. I shot out of bed, threw on clothes, and sped to work. Something seemed off, but I was late, no time for that now. I walked in, past an area that wasn't running on my shift yet and thought to myself, wonder when they started that. It started dawning on me. When I made it to my line, there was the day shift person. The person I relieved every day when I showed up. She looked at me like I had 2 heads. It was 6 AM. I didn't have to work until 5 PM. I shamefully told the shift manager what happened, clocked back out, and went back to bed. I worked in that company for 4 years after that, and to my last day, my manager gave me shit about it. Was the first car at a red light in town. The light at the next block turned green so I hit the gas, my light was still red. I normally wear contacts, but sometimes don't put them in on the weekends. Getting ready for bed on a Saturday, put my contacts in, laid down in bed, and realized I could see clearly. Felt like Peter Parker after he first got bit by the spider. Lifted my welding mask up and forgot it was on my head, then went to get a new mask. Early morning. I was about to put mouthwash on my toothbrush, but I caught myself, and I was like, nice try, brain, and put them back. Then, I grabbed the toothpaste and squeezed it on my palm. Edit, first gold and silver awards. Thanks, guys. I'm happy that my stupidity can provide entertainment for yours. I poured water from a kettle in my French press, cafetiere, let the coffee brew, poured it into a mug, added caramel syrup, took it up 2 flights of stairs, took a sip and nearly spat it out. Had done all that before realizing I hadn't boiled the kettle. Most heartbreaking cup of coffee ever. I was still half asleep one morning and picked up an aerosol can, thinking it was deodorant, but then thought to myself, I have made this mistake before, I ought to check it's not hairspray. So I really looked closer at it, and my brain went spray, so I pressed down and sprayed myself right in the face with hairspray. I jumped in the shower in my clothes. Brushed my teeth with icy hot instead of, toothpaste. Waited for the stop sign to turn green. Reaching into the oven and pulling out a hot pizza pan with my bare hand and pulling it all the way out. That's metal. I put my car keys in the freezer and lost them for weeks. Literally had to go out and buy a new fob. Found them almost a month later when I went to take out the soup I prepped the day my keys went missing. I got lost walking to school. Very lost. And was not able to backtrack to figure out how I had gotten lost. I eventually found a payphone, which should help date the event, and called my dad to pick me up. Describing where I was also took longer than I care to admit now. Me. Hey dad, I'm at a grocery store. Dad, why are you at a grocery store? Me. I got lost on the way to school. Could you come pick me up when you have a chance? I'm not really sure where I am. Dad, what grocery store are you at? Me. Kroger. Dad, there isn't a Kroger anywhere near your school. Which Kroger are you at? Me. I don't know. How would I find out? Dad, what road were you walking on? Me. I don't know. I got lost. Dad, Zmagasex, please ask one of the employees where you are. This continued for another few minutes before I was able to communicate to my father where I was, which ended up being several miles away from my school. This was in high school. This was a route I had walked many times previously. I just started thinking about something or another and started walking on autopilot for evidently quite some time before it dawned on me that I no longer recognized any of my surroundings. Woke up too early, went to make coffee. 1. Boil kettle. 2. Spoon coffee granules into mug. 3. Open the bag of sugar, add a spoon of sugar into mug. 4. Pour boiling water into bag of sugar. 5. Panic quietly. I shook my phone to see how full the battery was. Not gonna lie, I went back, quote, that's a good idea, and almost tried it. I opened the fridge to get milk. Took out the milk, scanned the fridge to the conclusion there is no milk in here, put back the milk and didn't eat cereal. Asked a customer 5 times throughout the transaction if they wanted a bag or receipt because I couldn't remember if I already asked. I scooped myself some cookies and cream ice cream out of a half-gallon container, put the ice cream scoop in the freezer, and put the half-gallon container of ice cream, still about 3/4 full, into the dishwasher. Then ran it and went to bed. When I woke up and went to unload the dishwasher, all of the ice cream had melted and drained out of the machine, but all of the cookie chunks had been flung about the inside and were baked onto all the other dishes and the walls of the dishwasher. I just soaked the dishes in the sink for a couple of hours and the cookie bits came right off in the next dishwasher cycle, but it took over a week of extra heavy usage to clear up the inside of the dishwasher. Also, you know, I didn't get to eat the rest of that ice cream. Asked how long it would take to drive, 1.5 hours. Once I grabbed a sandwich, threw it in the garage, and kept the napkin. Other time, I was receiving a phone call while smoking and proceeded to accept the call with my right hand and brought the cigarette to my ear and said hello. Finally, my parents went on vacation and I kept their car. Once, when going back to the car, I opened the car with the key remote and sit in the back seat till I realized that I was the one that was going to drive. I'm dumb. Sprayed deodorant in my hair thinking it was hairspray. I didn't even realize until someone pointed out the white mark in my hair. Put milk in coffee jar. Peed without pulling my pants down. Eat a pen when the cinnamon stick was stuck in my eye like a pen. Spit when I was wearing a mask. Put on the boots without wearing a sock. I drank my phone. Waited at a stop sign for 5 minutes thinking it was a red light. I was not on my phone. I didn't hold anybody else up luckily. Reminds me of the old saying, drunk drivers are more likely to run a stop sign. Stoned drivers are just gonna wait for the sign to turn green. Your drive instructor would be proud. TV remote in the fridge. I once found my mail in the freezer. Were you trying to freeze your credit? I put my dirty plate in the freezer instead of the dishwasher. Dishes on hard mode. Gotta get those tough stains out somehow. Put a dog biscuit into the washing machine instead of a detergent pod. I realized before turning it on, so I was able to recover it. And fed the Tide Pod to your dog